here in front of me, I have a picture of a collection of vaping devices from 2009 and a collection of vaping devices from 2022. Did you know that over the past decade that vapes have been around, consumers have been marketed towards have shifted from older demographics that wanted to stop smoking and move to a healthier option to younger demographics such as minors, young adults, and teenagers who can see vaping as a cool, vibrant device that is fun and relaxing. In just one decade, vapes have become a widespread tradition over an entire generation that in all actuality under the law should not be allowed to use them. This is relevant to us as a class and us as a generation as a whole because 50% of youth in a biomed study have reported seeing vapes advertised to them specifically over TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat, which are all four youth-dominated social media platforms. To understand why vaping has been such a mass epidemic and issue in our culture and our generation specifically, we have to understand why and how vapes are so accessible to minors and underage users, how vapes are marketed towards younger audiences, being that of teens and young adults, and how this marketing tactic along with the accessibility has made vape culture the widespread tradition that it is in today's world. First, how can teens be vaping when the legal age to vape in the United States is that of 21? In personal experience, vapes are very accessible to teenagers and underage users. I've had many friends who, in our younger years, have wanted nothing to do with vapes, and as we have moved along and aged, have simply gone to shops or gone online and without being carded have been sold nicotine and vapor devices. This is completely against the law, but it is still something that has been reported all over the country. In a CNN Health study by Almanzad, it was shown that in California, 50% of smoke shops not only did not ID you when asking for a vape device, but they did not even ask your age first. In a study by T. Centel called Do You Vape Aloha, conducted in 2022, Hawaiians reported that they could buy vaping devices off the internet, specifically social media such as Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. This makes it very easy for minors and underage users to get their hands on vaping devices that are supposed to be under the age, they're supposed to be limited to the years of 21 of age. This makes the law that requires you to be 21 years of age completely null and void if it is completely accessible to buy them and use them when purchased off the internet or in stores that do not check for your ID. But accessibility wouldn't be as much of a problem if vapes weren't so heavily marketed to teens, young adults, and minors. Teens, minors, and young adults are the most advertised to in the vaping industry, using vibrant colors, social media, and even large events such as concerts, all of which are sponsored by vaping companies such as Juul and Elf Bar. Social media such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat have been reported as having over 717 ads a day posted that concern vaping and models who are using vaping, as well as vaping hashtags and tagging vaping in the post itself. In a modern study called How to Use Vaping, written by Lauren Strike, vapes were seen in 55% of online social media posts. This number is very staggering considering this is such a heavily youth-populated platform. In the same BMC article, 45.23% of ads on social media, the social medias being TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and Instagram taken into this equation, on average, 45.23% of the time when youth will get on one of four of those websites, they would see an ad for vaping. Vibrant colors have also been seen as a major proponent in showing youth, that vapes are popular and cool In a Baylor Lariat article in 2019, it was shown that almost every advertisement for vaping companies, the major ones at the time being Elf Bar, Juul, and Hyde, had vibrant neon backgrounds with contrasting colors to the actual vapes itself, seen as in this picture right here. These colors access the dopamine receptors in youth's mind and in young adults' minds that are less developed brains, and it makes them want to go out and purchase this device more. The dopamine receptors that are being targeted in these advertisements might be just as addictive as the actual nicotine receptors that are being activated themselves in the vapes. With marketing tactics and accessibility, it's not hard to imagine the statistics for why vaping has become such the widespread trend that it has today. In personal experience, from 6th grade to my age now in the 12th grade, I've had friends over the years who, from middle school, wanted nothing to do with vaping or e-cigarettes. And over the years, those friends who remained themselves from e-cigarettes and vaping dwindled further and further until there were nearly none, if any, left. It is not hard to go to any school and ask a random child if they know somebody who vapes and find a yes answer. In a study conducted by Matt Bradhauer in Adolescent Vaping, Trends from 2017 to 2018, it's from the New England Journal of Medicine. From 2017 to 2018, the average amount of kids who vaped from 6th grade to 12th rose from 11% of kids to 20.9% of kids. When adding up the numbers and calculating the sums, that adds up to roughly an additional 1.3 million adolescents who vaped in the span of a year. These trends are not hard to come across in modern media and modern culture. Vaping is becoming much more prevalent at a younger age. It's not hard to believe this statistic when you see how heavily marketed vapes are to these younger audiences and how easy it is to get their hands on them. The further we go down this trail of vapes being marketed younger and younger, and smoke shops and online stores selling to younger and younger and younger, the statistics for people owning vapes are going to get higher and higher and higher as opposed to age. Vape culture around us as we know it is expanding through media, through social culture, and on high school levels and college levels as a whole. We need to be aware of how it's expanding around us and how we might be getting intertwined to the algorithms ourselves. As a whole, be more aware when you see advertisements of vapes. Be more aware of how the colors make you feel, of how the models holding the vapes make you want to be. Be aware of how the flavors are marketed to you. Be aware of the trends around you. Next time you see somebody hitting a vape, think about it. Make note and think about how much more often you will see people around you hitting those same vapes. It's hard to believe that vape culture has expanded to the level that it is today, and it's hard to believe that where we are in society today, vaping is such a accepted reality to where we could be putting up numbers such as 1.3 million extra kids a year vaping and barely bat an eye as a social government. Next time I will see people vaping around me, I will make sure to take note, and I will make sure to understand how I am being sold vape culture.